All right, so let's talk about the brain itself and how that functions. Now, the brain is a very valuable and very expensive piece of equipment. It's the most expensive piece of equipment we have in this classroom. So you need to take this with the utmost care and respect. We actually will sign them out. So each brain itself will have a number on it, and you will sign that out. And I'll know exactly who is responsible for the upkeep of this brain itself. Now, the brain has a lot of different functions and features. It has all these ports on it that basically determine where you're going to plug stuff into. That's all the V5 sensors, V5 motors, all get plugged into those. On the back side of the brain, you have these legacy ports, and they go from A through H. I'll take this off. I can see the letters a little better. Those basically determine where your legacy sensors get plugged into, or legacy motors. That's everything with the old Cortexes. That's anything with the red sensors. I'll kind of explain what that looks like. But basically, their wires have prongs sticking out on the end of them. So the brain itself, pretty useful. It has a touch screen, everything we'll be able to use. But let's talk about how we get it on the robot itself. So if we look on the picture itself, the brain should be on the top kind of right corner, almost butt up against the motor itself with one row of, or one column of holes free. In the picture down below here is basically the picture of the robot flipped upside down and where you're going to screw down onto the brain itself. Because the back side of the brain is how we're going to mount it onto this test bed using these four holes. So basically, I have my brain, my test bed built right here. Brain's still there on the top left corner, but if I flip it over, now the holes for the brain look a little offset from where they should be. There they are. So make sure you realize that when you line up your brain where it needs to be correctly here, basically hold the brain and the test bed, flip it over, and then you're going to screw down into the brain itself. And that's how we go and install the brain onto the robot.